Pop quiz, Hotshot. What did you learn this week? Number 1! Oh, Lord, Ghostcrawler! Oh, don't believe in me! Oh, God! So yeah, apparently Ghostcrawler is leaving the forums. Or, I guess all of Blizzard is? I don't even know. After reading this comment, I'm not sure what they're trying to tell us, but apparently they're not going to post as much, or at all, on their own forums. The reason they give us is due to people talking about, like, stuff out of context, and generally the fact that they don't answer their questions right or something, I don't know. So now, everything we get will be transmitted to the fanbase through blogs and podcasts and news and crap. First, Ghostcrawler was one of the few people at Blizzard that I actually still thought genuinely cared about the fanbase. Like, I know the higher-up guys are like, we love the fans. No, they love the fans' money. Ghostcrawler actually really, truly seemed like he cared. It may have been BS, but the man seemed like it, and that's all that matters to me. It was his job, he actually listened to people, he gave feedback, he did it well, and not every one of his responses had like this Metzen-like snarky response to it, though sometimes people do deserve Metzen-like snarky responses. But still, he was actually kind of like into his job, I thought, but apparently not no more. And I'm not sure what sparked this or what the event was that caused the uproar within Blizz, but you know there was a meeting that took place where they were like, yelling at some guy who I don't know his name. Grr, you are such a bad person, why did you say this? But I didn't mean to. Or he's probably like, but you told me to say it. And they're like, grr, well, we didn't know that the fans would react like this, grr. And so yeah, there was a meeting, I guarantee it. Like, stuff like this just doesn't happen. So yeah. It seems as the fans rebel against Blizz, and more competition is coming down the pipe, first with Rift, and now GW2 and Star Wars and all sorts of stuff, Blizzard circles the wagons to cover their asses. And you know what? I think that's a dumb move. They should be out in the community, they should be letting their freak flag fly, flaws and all, and just be honest with the fans that they have been with for so long. When you're like, we're only going to release stuff via communique, like that's... You know who does that? Third world governments and powerful corporations. Now, I'm pretty sure Blizzard can qualify as both, but I don't think they want to be seen that way. I'm just saying. Maps are deceiving. Blizzard, I love you guys, but the map of ZG is like this horrifically deceiving piece of artwork. First, let's edit this thing. We got to get rid of this right here because the Bat Boss isn't here. And then these two over here because the Spider Boss isn't there. And then this area. Yeah, so really, it kind of looks more like this. Not sure what my point was, but I just hated the fact that the art made it look like it was bigger than it was. So, yeah, there you go. Number 3! Vandrel's Staghelm in the Firelands. Wait, what? Okay, sure, maybe I can buy this lore character who was for years the boss of the Night Elves when Malfurion was gone, might have possibly flipped to the dark side, and maybe I'm okay with the fact that in order to understand why, you have to read a book about it, and they leave most of the lore out of the actual game. Sure, maybe I'm okay with all of that. And let's say I buy the fact that this ancient green dragon, who has lived for thousands of years, who imprisoned him and is supposed to be watching him, has failed multiple times to keep an eye on this guy. And for some reason, even with all these failures, we keep giving him back to this dragon. And for some reason, he escapes again because the bad guys keep wanting to free this guy who, up until, you know, the last expansion was nothing. You know, let's say I buy all of that too. I still can't buy why in all of the dungeons and raids possible, he's in the Firelands. There best be a good plot point behind this, because if it's one of those like, ooh, I stopped the green dragon and now you'll never take me back kind of things, I'm gonna shoot myself. Number 4. Go watch the Blizzard 20-year history video. I'm entirely serious. It's actually kind of sweet and touching to see this company form from the ground up, and And you know what? It's also kind of interesting to see who the original guys were and who has changed because of money and who hasn't. I'm not going to name any names, but some people let the money go to their head just a little tiny bit. Either way, the old pictures of them from the 80s and 90s with their crazy hair and their nerd looks and silly glasses, I mean, it's just pretty freaking epic! Trash. So y'all, we got featured on MMO Champion again, which was kinda cool. Who knew this little dinky channel could actually do something right every now and again, huh? I worked really hard on that damn ZG video, so I'm really happy it got put there. Let me tell you, at least I'm not the only person in the world who found it useful. Well, it's time for trash. Okay, this right here, this is a sign you have no life. This one single dude pumped out all of this useless garbage. Like, I understand the novelty of having some of this stuff. I mean, it's kind of cool, but having everything? That's like borderline obsessive compulsive. It's like he should be on the show Hoarders WoW Edition. And yes, I do realize that Hoarders has like 5 different meanings when you're standing in the middle of Orgrimmar. What are those 5? Why don't you tell me when you write in for a viewer responses? That kid needs punch says. In response to last week's question to the fans, I hate noob tubing says, there should be a 3rd difficulty for 5-mans. Normal, heroic, and legendary or something. Now, I gotta be honest, I actually kinda like that idea, but I have this weird feeling that if this did happen, it would be like people would run normal once, heroics would then become normals, and legendaries would then become heroics, and nothing would actually change except for like the names, and we'd have normal modes that no one ever went to. Unless they make like legendaries the 10-man raids. Now that would actually be kinda cool. Imagine a 10-man raid going into like a 5-man dungeon. I would actually really like to see the end of the Poison Dream stage in the Dead Mines that way. It'd be kind of funny. 1324 says, manly hugs, despite what any would say, are not manly. They're a way to express one got gay feelings for another person, but isn't man enough to say it. Well, if your intention was to shoot an arrow through my heart, then bullseye! I thought we shared something special. I used up all my time during the failure of the week. So yeah, if you look back over the last week, there was about a day and a half without any videos posted. That's because I couldn't record any footage. Why, you may ask? Well, let me tell you a story. You see, we had a pretty bad storm, and it turns out some moron was driving in the rain-soaked road at like 80 freaking miles per hour. Now, he turned a corner, slammed into a light post falls, hits the power thingies, power goes out. Now, I can't assume he was a moron, because he clearly had a nice car, and he dressed pretty nice, and he was in his mid-30s, so he really can't claim senility for being too old or claim inexperience for being too young. You know, he was just a dumbass. So my power was out. Then the next day, they restore power, and I think to myself, hooray! I didn't miss much time at all, I can still make videos. Except the cable is still out. Turns out, the pole hit the cable thingy that sends the TV vibes to my box majigger and is also responsible for my interwebs. So, no cable, no internet. Cable company is all like, we are aware of the situation, sir, and we will get on it as soon as possible. And it wasn't until Saturday morning that everything got worked out. So, to the complete douchebag who wrecked my week by wrecking his car, ruined my weekly review by not giving me enough footage to put in it, and pretty much set me back on a bunch of other videos for the entire week, you, sir, receive failure of I Hate You Week! Anyway, guys, that's it. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that junk. And as always, you know you want to say it with me. To be continued.